I can think of just some simple campaigning tactics that I've seen work in places where you write embassies, and the embassies hear from people, not just in America, but they hear from those people from all over the world, from the Asian countries, from the Latin American countries, and the church rising up to do that. It goes on the radar that they're being watched, that they're being monitored, that the injustices that are happening on their watch, whether created by them or not protected by them, are unnoticed by the world, all over the world. And so that maybe wasn't as easy to do 20 years ago, 10 years ago, but increasingly. So there's so many tactics that can be used because we are much closer digitally in the world. Start the journey today. Don't start it in a week. Get in scripture, read it. What is the Lord telling you to do? Pray about this. Ask the Lord for guidance and direction about how in your individual space and sphere you can do more for those who are persecuted. If we are not taking that back and putting it into action, nothing changes. We aren't shaped more like Christ very much by just the little bit of knowledge. We have to put it into action. And so I think the biggest thing is start today. Don't wait for tomorrow to wrestle on this one.
Religious communities around the world are facing violence, threats to their very lives because of what they believe. In China, you've got the Communist Chinese Party committing a genocide against Uyghurs. Extremists in Pakistan are attacking Christians and Ahmadis. In India, you see a democracy using the tools of the ballot box to victimize Christians and Muslims. And we see terrorists like ISIS attacking people, murdering them because of what they believe. And begs the question, what can we do? What can we do from the safety and security of the United States and the West when the problem is so far away? Actually, more than we think. First, if you're a Christian, you can pray. You can ask God to provide protection and encouragement and solace to these people as they suffer. Second, you can advocate. You can raise your voice, urging your political leaders to do more, urging your governments to intervene, shine a light on these abuses. And thirdly, you can work with others in your community, crossing lines of faith and culture to say, we believe in human dignity, we believe in religious freedom for everyone, and we believe that we need to speak up for the least of these. And this is something as a Christian I think we're called to do. We're called to do this out of love of neighbor, what Jesus calls us forward in the parable of the Good Samaritan, to go and do likewise, to reach out across those barriers of ethnicity and religion and hate and division to say, because you're made in God's image, we are called to love you. We are called to help you. We're called to speak up and advocate and pray for you. And if we can get to that point, I think we'll start to see changes. And this is something we can all start to do in our communities, and then prayerfully ask God to give us ideas for how we can do this in a more global way.